Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It is 8:01 Central Time, 6:01 Pacific. Shouts out to the folks waiting on us here at 6:01. That means it's time for SoCo Show. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SoCo Show. It's episode 179, and we are live. Welcome to the J-Buck Studios YouTube channel. I see Brett and Mike are in the chat. What's up, guys? Let's grow the party a little bit. Let's bring in the host. As always, I'm joined by Seth Ott.
What's up?
There he is. Got the new Steve Austin socks there. Top-notch Christmas present, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Stone Cold Steve Soxton.
Steve, there you go. Steve Soxton. That is, I'll give you one of those. That's well deserved. I can see Steve Austin has those drawn on abs that he has. But let me tell you about a guy that does not need to draw on his abs.
At Jared Buckendall.
Jared, come on here and give us a flex.
It's not flexing. Where did you learn to flex?
I'm sorry, but when he said flex, I thought it mean the guns and the safety. I don't know. I got lost in translation right there.
Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Abby and Mike are in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming in. We got some Twitter questions coming up. Mike is hoping we answer his. I don't know whether or not it'll be yours, Mike.
What that thing do?
But we are really excited. This is going to be a fun episode. We've been, for any of you guys who have been maybe away from the show, we've started to make some tweaks and changes and things that have made the show a little bit more fun for us and a little bit easier work on us. And we're really loving some of the changes. So you might notice if it's been a while for you, that we've got a little bit of new segments, a little bit of a new structure. It's all simple. You'll understand it. But keep an eye out for some new stuff. We've also got a couple really fun surprises that I'm excited about that. I don't want to give anything away, but very, very stoked to show you guys something really fun that I just found out about like a half an hour ago. And we're also going to be talking a couple movies and a TV show later. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks. Promising Young Woman, as well as WandaVision, which dropped last week. And also there's a third movie, One Night in Miami, which was the big release on Amazon this week.
Which was the Will Smith movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. The Will Smith movie. We've been talking about those for a couple weeks. We're going to review those on the show now that we've all seen them. Hopefully you guys have been following along as well and have seen that. We're not going to give any spoilers, but it's a little bit better when folks have seen the movie. So lots of really fun stuff to get into today. And we've been, one of the new things that we have been doing this last, few weeks, Seth, is a nice fun way for us to kick off the show and guide us, sometimes guide us off of the road, but we always find our way into something relatively fun. We're going to get into one of our new segments. This is called Titillating Topics.
Titillating Topics.
Man, I can't believe that you do that live every single time. Like, it would be so much easier if we just got it, recorded and have it a sounder.
We're on a budget. We don't have the funds for that. So
help us, we're poor.
We're recording this on 2 tin cans and a shoestring tied together.
I was gonna say that's a big long string too, because I don't know how it got all the way from Bend, Oregon to Iowa and then another Iowa. It's a long string.
2 Iowas.
Yeah, 2 Iowas.
There's first Iowa and second Iowa.
Yeah, the north and south. For all you geography majors out there.
Exactly. Titillating topics. We got the topic generator website right here. There's the camera. There's a woman down there.
That's his DraftKings password, people.
That might be on there. We're going to hit the titillator and come up with, we'll do 5 topics again. We're going to pick one to discuss and have merry discussion. So we're going to hit the titillator in 3, 2, 1.
Man, I'm so glad that it makes that noise.
Thank
the
goodness.
topics, can you read them?
Was working.
The topics are cigarettes.
Wait,
basketball.
Hold on a second. Time out.
Huh?
These are auto-generated?
Yeah,
You-
that's how
you
I get it.
didn't
Every
I
week.
didn't know that. That's news to me. I thought you were picking them.
I literally hit the titillator every
Oh
week.
wow. Okay, my bad.
You didn't
Okay,
think
wow.
the titillator was real? You can't just
No.
make a noise like this. That is the
I-
sound of machinery
I-
in action.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was like a Wizard of Oz thing where like we got a peek behind the curtain and it was just all fake, smoke and mirrors. But wow, my life has
No.
changed.
Yeah,
It
it
is
would be
all
pretty
real.
much
It is
all
a
like
SoCo
poop or genital topics every week if I were
Yeah.
to choose them. So gotta get the highbrow humor in here. No, the topics: cigarettes, basketball, mining, volleyball, and Asia. I had an idea with cigarettes. Have any three of you smoked? And do you have any memories of being a kid, being around like cigarettes? Like what are some of your early cigarettes memories?
Cigarette memories. Oh man,
Cigarettes.
I'm really proud of this. And it doesn't really like. There are things that I have tried that are worse than trying cigarettes, but I have never once
Butt
tried a
stuff.
cigarette, not even a puff of it. And for whatever reason, I decided my mom smokes. She's had some health issues because of it. And I think when we were kids, we saw that. And at least for me, I was like, nope, never touching it. And so I've never had one. I've been around a lot of people who smoke. I know people who smoke. My brother smokes. My mom still does. But so I don't have a problem with other people doing it. But never tried it, weirdly
Yeah.
enough.
I'm the same. I do have a memory though of a friend a neighbor of mine who liked to smoke cigarettes, and he would like, because I palled around with him. He would go to like,
He was actually 65 years old.
yeah. He would go around like he would look in the side of the street, like in the little the gutter areas.
No.
Underneath, he would look for cigarette butts, and he would smoke the cigarette butts. And I
So
remember
your
like
friend was a homeless person?
he was homeless. Yeah.
Oh no.
He like when he said he'd go home when like we'd say bye at night, I would go to my back door and I'd look out, and he would actually just go underneath the swing set and sleep there.
Aw.
Yeah.
There's not much shelter under the swing set, but you know.
Yeah, he'd have to. And when it get like stormy and stuff, he'd have to like swing it so it would
Oh,
like
yep.
get little bits of it at a time. It would kind
Well,
of
if
stop.
was
some
there
of
two
it.
swings because if he timed it
Yeah.
right, it'd always be covering him.
Yeah, right.
So okay, neither.
I'm stuck on a small Seth, seeing someone laying in his backyard and just going, "Okay, good night." And just-
Oh man. So neither of you guys really have like much experience via cigarettes or anything, right?
Not the
No.
cigarettes.
I mean, I think everyone had a friend growing up where, yeah, I had a friend that his two parents smoked all the time. So it was like, you went to their house and it had a distinct smell.
That's how our house was too.
Yeah, it got
My
onto your
parents did.
clothes, everything like that. I mean, I even remember going to like, Fridays, you'd always go maybe to a friend's place and then go out to eat at like pizza or bowling alley or something like that. And there was always the smoking section, which now I'm like, that's just totally not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But for smoking, I think I had maybe like one cigarette in high school. Everyone was like, oh, it gives you such a buzz. It gets you going. It mellows you out, man. I'm like, no, it's just making me cough a lot. But as some people know, people that are friends, people that are close to me, when I drink, I turn into essentially a gremlin. So freshman year of college, I went to Iowa City. I went to University of Iowa. And the bars there, they had bathroom attendants at certain bars, and there they would, spray you down with maybe cologne. They'd like give you a little towel, but they also had
Reach around.
free cigarettes in there. So every time I would go to the bathroom, I'd always get another cigarette. So I'd have like two up here in my ears and then like a couple in my pockets. Like I would just get them, and I was like, I don't know why I have them. But then at bar close, when you're sitting outside just chatting and stuff, I
You'd
would just
smoke
like
cigarettes.
I would just smoke cigarettes, and then I'd go up to strangers and be like, "Hey man, can I bum one?" And they're like, "Yeah." That was like that was a phase. I think it was like a 2-month phase, and then never
Weird.
again. I mean, I've smoked cigars every now and then.
Sure.
And someone in the chat says, yeah, casinos. I mean, that's kind of like a given. If you go into casinos, you might be a little bit more tempted. But yeah,
You're
if I'm
actually
gonna-
better off smoking a cigarette yourself at a casino, just like breathing through that, because that way you don't get all the secondhand smoke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I've probably smoked about 150 packs in my life.
just from that
Just
one
sitting
night.
at a casino
Yeah.
table. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sam mentioned that in the chat. He knows all about that over at the casinos. Art's in the house. What's up, Art? Welcome to the show. He wants to know, Seth, we need to get that wig out. You got that near you?
I think it's in this closet behind me.
It's famous, man. We're gonna have to bring that back. We'll have to find a reason for it.
One thing I will say, for you visual people right now, we're starting to make our own kind of backgrounds and sets and stuff. I mean, Seth has the sign, a mask, socks. Cody, you have all the artwork. I have a workout machine. Like, this is a well-oiled machine visually for people.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a green screen and put exactly this on the green screen.
I thought you were going to say you were going to take Cody's background and then put it on your green
That would be great.
That'd be funny as hell. Well, you did that with your set when you first started green screening, right, Jared? You did the corner of your room was the green screen.
Yeah. Some insight into how the whole JB channel started was, I was no lie, like the first backdrop was me sitting in a corner of my room, like cross-legged for 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure my back is ruined for life because of all of those reviews. And then when I got the green screen, I literally just I took a picture of the corner and then put it on the green screen. Very efficient.
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember when, like, the first time we came down to visit after you had started doing that. You're like, you want to see the studio? and open up the door to your room, and there's a camera on the floor pointed towards two posters. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you guys are like, are you
high
sure
budget.
you don't have like an OnlyFans account or something? It's like, I don't know, man. I just actually swivel the camera.
No, you just go from sitting on your ass to laying on your back, and then just going feet up in the air. That's
Oh wow.
The thing is, you could get that confused with a Yellowstone documentary.
Oh no.
With the geysers.
God.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that is.
I feel like I shouldn't have explained that. Maybe.
Well, to Mike Media's point, J Buck well oiled. He is when he's on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. A lot of body oil. And the way the TikTok numbers are trending too, you're going to be needing a lot more body oil too. What is the number, by the way? What was it last week? We checked it and it was like 43.
69.
I want to say last. No, it was not 69. If I hit 69,000, I'll just cancel. I'll shut it down.
Once you hit 69,696, was that what that would be?
696.
I think last
Cancel
week
it.
it was what, 46. This has
like
been
that.
a slow week. It's 57.
Yeah. 11,000.
I like how I say it's a slow week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
Holy
yeah,
cow.
people listening right now or watching, go follow me on TikTok. Get in while the getting's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because after
You're gonna get on the
100,000
ground
followers, you have to
floor.
pay.
Yep.
You have to pay to get in after that.
And the money goes to the first 100,000. So if you want to start making money off J-Buck, now's the time to get in on the ground floor while it's still lucrative. Lots of positions left.
Now he's going to have to
fill.
edit
So
this
that's
video.
That's TikTok. Yeah, it's TikTok at
Disclaimer.
J-Buck Studios. So go find Jared over there. Lots of great movie-related content and lots of other just some of the most random shit I've ever seen in my life is also over there. So you guys want to do that, make sure you check it
Before
out.
we get out of this titillating topics, I'm curious. Okay, so you guys didn't dabble in cigarettes. Did you guys ever, maybe cigars or, I mean, that was even before vaping. Did you guys ever do hookah?
I have done hookah. I hate it. I think it's so dumb. I don't get the point.
It's just a lot of smoke. It's like the visual medium, essentially.
It's visually stupid.
It's like you want to look cool, but it doesn't look cool to me. At least it looks like you're all blowing the same octopus. But the cigars were a big thing. Actually, when I turned 18, let's see if Mike V is in the chat. Let's see if he remembers this. When I turned 18, Mike and I we traveled up to Minnesota from Iowa because in Minnesota you can gamble at 18. So we had gone up there to do some gambling, and I had a Swisher Sweet Perfecto, which is like a $4 cigar, and we had it like at midnight the day I turned 18. So that was like the first thing I did was smoke a cigar because I could buy one now, and very occasionally I will have one now, but it's super rare. I really don't have much.
There was a period of time where I was really into them. I worked with someone who gave me a Cuban cigar, which those things are fucking. They're like they hit you, they slap. But no, those things are they have a buzz to them. But yeah, I mean, I'll have a cigar every once in a while. Actually, I used to have them all when I was going to visit Cody at Iowa State all the time. I wouldn't get any sleep. I mean, we'd be out till all hours of the night and get up and go at breakfast and stuff. So I'd be leaving. When I leave on Sundays, I would probably only have like 4 hours of sleep typically. And so on the way home, I would smoke a cigar to keep me awake. Like there's a halfway point, like I knew where I was at just based off of the landmarks because I had done that drive so many times. And I'd fallen asleep on that drive a few times too. So I'm notorious for falling asleep while driving.
Jeez.
But yeah, so I had cigars all the time to keep me awake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Sam's in the chat. He's into the wood tip wine flavored black and milds. Those are pretty sweet too. That triggered another memory. Brett is in the chat also, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Brett, but Brett's 18th birthday, Brett's born on St. Patrick's Day, and we got a fog day from school our senior year on St. Patrick's Day.
A fog day?
A fog day. It was so foggy they couldn't drive the buses yet.
Of course it would be on his birthday too. It wasn't fog, it was smoke.
Yeah. Brett was that's how much trees Brett was just burning that day. So they canceled school because they couldn't get the buses out before like 11 o'clock. So they canceled the whole day of school. And then by like 1 o'clock, the fog is all cleared and it was like 65 degrees. So I'm pretty sure this is correct. On Brett's 18th, we got cigars and cruised around in my old car, listening to music or whatever the fuck you do when you're 18 and think you're cool as hell, because we did.
Hell yeah.
Those are my good cigar memories. Are you a cigar guy, Jared?
No. I mean, again, like I've had a handful of them over the years and stuff, but it's just I'd rather drink, I guess.
Hey pal, you want a cigarette? I'd rather drink.
Give me a shot. But it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I will say there is this one story, and I think it was maybe like on the cusp of me being addicted. But when I was walking to class in the morning, like I remember specifically, it was like I had an 8 o'clock class my freshman year at Iowa City, and it was cold, it was winter, and walking to class, and there'd always be a handful of people that were smoking walking to class. And when I would catch a breath of just that smoke, it got me going. I was like excited. And that was when I knew I probably was somewhat addicted to it.
Yeah. If you're breathing in the second hand and going, yeah,
I'm like,
wafting.
Oh yeah, Kyle's hitting us with that's a Billy Madison quote, I think, right? I'd rather have a beer.
This milk
Brett's
could be
agreeing
all
with you.
milk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got Billy Madison on the screen here too. I didn't even realize that was going on. All right. Well, Seth, I think we're properly titillated. So shouts out to the Titillator 5000. And that's going to do it for this week's titillating topic.
Titillating topics.
Oof. We're off to a good start here. Seth, we got to keep it going. Head over to the tweets and let us know if we got a good audience question for the week, and let's see if we can answer some of these.
Any questions?
Well, Mike already mentioned his, so we'll answer his briefly. Mike Hass says, "What that thing do?"
What that thing do?
Ooh. Hey, that thing do not much. This thing is out of shape. This thing ain't doing much. This thing can lie down there and be quiet. That's pretty much what this thing does. Mm-hmm. So that's the answer to your question, Mike. I don't know if that's a satisfying answer or not.
I don't know what that thing do.
Yeah, creativity is really running low right now.
All right. Kyle has another question for the week. He does just like last time. He gives a little bit of a preface, a little bit of a story going
Some
going
backstory
into
of
it.
like, so we're gonna have to dig into the intro of like, does he not have friends? Does he have friends?
Jared's frozen.
Jared freeze.
Did I freeze?
Jared's
Am I not
frozen.
moving?
You're back now.
Oh, geez.
You're catching up.
All right.
All right. Question for the show. Kyle says, recently, and I would fair to say, for a very long time, Kyle, People have compared me to Eric Foreman from that '70s show. I want to know, what TV or movie character do you think resembles you the most and why? P.S. Cody's answer should be Jordan Tompkins from the Bernie Mac show.
You know what? So I don't know if let's see if I can find this guy and we can pull a picture. Because I used to identify with that kid so much. I don't even need to pull a picture to know Kyle is right about this.
Oh, that young kid with the glasses.
Yeah, this and I'm gonna put Jared, see if we can get this up on screen here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to look remarkably like this kid. Like I actually really did. That picture up on the right hand side is good because I had the same glasses. That was the thing. And like the first day, when Bernie Mac was out, I had the same exact pair of glasses and I had short hair too. Kyle is dead the fuck on. This is the one that it would have to be for me, unfortunately. Because he was kind of a geeky kid on the show, but that's my answer. That's easy for me.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Leave the screen share up. We can pull up some pictures.
You know what? I have another one.
Taj Mowry, smart guy.
Smart
dang!
guy.
Look at him now, though.
Yeah, which one's him now? Oh yeah,
Is that him now?
Look at him. Yeah, I don't look like him now. I look more like this guy. So Taj Mowry, those would be my two, from when I was growing up. At least when I was a kid. I don't know if I look like anybody now. But Seth, you sounded like you had one. Who you got?
Yeah, you got to pull two pictures up. You might even be able to find them next to each other because I think it's a good mix. Now because of the hair, it's so when I had hair, Drew Carey, and then when I would need glasses, but now you mix his brother Steve, John Lynch Carroll from that show, the bald guy, his brother. Then I think if you combine those two, I'm Drew Carey, bigger Drew
somewhere
Carey,
in between,
not skinny, fashionable Drew Carey.
So which Drew Carey are we looking?
Like that I'm
this
pointing
Drew
at this.
Carey?
No, like
the one below that one,
far to the right.
Far to the right. That one.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, there we go.
like 5 or 6 years ago. That is pretty
then
fucking good.
Keep that up, and then do John Carroll Lynch. Sorry,
Okay.
that's his
I
brother.
don't think I can keep.
Yeah, I don't think
I
you
can
can have
keep
two
that
tabs.
up,
We'll
but-
see. John Carroll Lynch. Oh, okay, okay. Wait, he was his brother. Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? Oh
This
yeah,
is-
that
this is
that looks
most
just like
That's
him.
it.
Yep, that's him.
Yep. That one's
So
it.
you take two characters from the Drew Carey show.
That is. I wonder if we can get my favorite Drew Carey show. Is her name Mimi?
Mimi.
Oh, fuck
Hopefully you don't
off.
ever look
Oh
like
my
this.
god. Oh shit.
Hopefully not. Jared, who you got?
I don't know. I'm trying to think, but I mean,
Didn't someone like on TikTok or something say Pedro Pascal?
that's what a lot of people lately have been saying, that I look
Yeah.
like a Pedro Pascal, and I'm like,
Zac
guess
Efron and Pedro
because
Pascal?
Yeah,
if they had a
maybe.
kid?
You know, Zac Efron. I mean,
Or
because that's why I was cast as the lead role in our High School Musical, because I looked like Troy Bolton, apparently.
That is hilarious to me. I still will pay any amount of money to see that if you ever do find the footage.
I hope I
can
do
see
one
Pedro
day.
Pascal too.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see it so bad. You just
again,
gotta grow a mustache. Choppa, get rid of everything else but the mustache, and come at us. Give us this. This is the look America needs from JB.
Yeah.
That's what I
I mean,
think.
if so, I mean, hell, man, I might be cast in Mando season 3 if that's the case.
Or you can be
I'm
cast
his
in the
young.
porn. You could be cast in the porn parody.
Ooh, yeah, this ain't your Mandalorian XXX.
Mandonglorian.
Oh, wait a minute. Mandahorian, probably.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
A Suckatana.
Star
Oh,
Wars.
wow. A Suckatana is a good one. Oh God. don't know who else
Misa
is
in
that,
big trouble.
There you go. You guys in the chat, who do you guys think? Do we look like anybody, or do you look like anybody yourself? Do you have a celebrity doppelganger?
Kyle said Mandingo.
Mandingo party.
Oh my.
Mandalorian, I think is what he was getting at.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. Shouts out to Kyle. That's a good one. Wow. Grey Worm. I don't know who that is, Sam. Is that a Game of Thrones thing?
I think it's probably
I don't
Game
know
of
what Grey
Thrones.
Worm is. Yeah. I don't think
for
I look
Cody.
like anybody from Game of Thrones. That might be one of you guys.
Well, you just said no. You said Grey Worm for Cody.
Oh, I didn't know they had black people in. Or
I
maybe
think
he's
it's
white.
probably the only one.
All right. Well, I guess Grey Worm is my character. I don't know anything about him, but I hope he's cool. I guess I don't know.
He's not.
But I guess those would be our celebrity doppelgangers. But Kyle being a spitting image of Eric Foreman is not only about his appearance, but his just everything about him. Like he just is. Anyone who knows Kyle, who's in the chat, maybe you can help us out and vouch for this. But the whole Kyle equals Eric Foreman thing is so solid. And Dan's comment, Chrissy, thank you so much. That's the one I wanted to hear. That I appreciate that. I'll take Trevor Noah all day.
Boom.
Dan follows it up by saying Grey Worm has no penis, so it's accurate. You don't have a penis.
Oh, wow. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about me, but it is true. It's just Ken doll down there.
It's like a seal.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Yep. It
How come
sings
I can
music.
do it? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, where are we to next? So that was an excellent audience question from @KyleSMichael over on Twitter. If you want to submit your audience question, hit us up over here at SoCo Show Pod on Twitter. Get those questions in the queue, and we may just answer yours on a future episode of the SoCo Show. But for now, we're going to move on. These have been our audience questions.
Any questions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. You guys about done?
Yeah, we're done.
Squirrel nuts. Oh, wow. Where are we in the show? We got, oh my God, how could I forget where we're at? We're off to a good start with the SoCo Show, but the SoCo Show has never truly started before we get to Sheep Tweets. So let's jump into it.
I call you a punk.
Iron Sheik giving us a little bit of life advice, like he does. It's been a historic week, and I think everyone's kind of looking to start anew. So Iron Sheik, he's looking on the bright side of things, and here's what he says about when good occurrences happen in your life. He says, "When life gives you lemons, break the fucking lemon tree's back, suplex it, put it in the camel clutch, make it humble. That dumb son of a bitch bastard. Fuck the jabroni lemons."
Yep.
I really thought he was going to go through all of that and then say, then drink the lemonade.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he's just fucking wrecking this lemon for no good reason, I guess, which must
Fuck
mean
the
he's
lemons, man.
really, really anti-lemon.
Man.
Fuck the jabroni
I've
lemons.
never heard. I guess.
Curious what his
I'm a
stance
lemon-
is on other citrus fruits.
Yeah, what about lime, oranges? Lemon,
Fuck the
lime,
grapefruit.
orange. You got to keep one and the other two are gone forever. Jared, which one do you keep?
Wait, what?
Lemon, lime, orange. You can only keep one.
Lemon, lime, orange? Only keep one? Oof.
Yep.
I mean, I use a lot of lime juice because I'm an alcoholic now, but I would probably say orange. Keep an orange.
Yeah. Orange would be my answer too. I'm in agreement with you. Seth, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, because it would be like that one I'd eat the most out of the three. But in terms of drinks, though, I don't know how many vodka sodas I'd be drinking anymore without the lime. So,
Dude, I'm telling you, get a nice orange wedge in there. I think it might be good.
no,
Yeah.
Or just
I'm gonna go with
old
lime.
fashions.
I'm gonna
Bust
go
out
with
the
lime
whiskey,
because
go
of
old
vodka
fashioned.
sodies and mules. Wow, I
Sprite.
lost that for a
Yeah.
second.
And what?
Yep.
Yeah, Sprite.
Also, if I do
Sprite has
if I do give up
lemon
the
in it.
lime, the drinks are good for limes, but also for like a really good fish taco, just a little bit of a lime. sprinkled
Yeah,
over
just
the top.
tacos
I
in
would
general.
definitely miss that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
fish. I love a lot of lime and lemon on fish.
Oh, and
Urine.
margaritas. Wait, is there lime in margaritas?
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
typical
no.
margarita.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
whole
so I might
thing's
have to
lime.
change mine. Yeah.
You can get strawberry margaritas.
Yeah. Because I'm not, like, back in the day, I used to drink
right,
a lot of
16-year-old
orange
girl?
juice, but now not so much.
Yeah, I still fuck with orange juice though. Like that.
Too acidy.
Especially if I'm even just a little sick, I drink a gallon
Acidy.
of orange juice. But Seth, you might be onto something with the lime. That might be the best
Kyle
choice.
says
Dan
lime, too.
and Kyle,
And Dan.
yeah, they both agree with you and say lime. See what everybody else thinks. But I think I might. I don't know if I'm going to change my answer, but I think you have a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit to that. I'm keeping the orange though. I couldn't give orange juice would be the thing.
It's too acidy. Ass City.
Ass City, bitch.
Ass City.
Ass City.
Wow. Ass City. So it's about 15 miles north of Buttsburg.
4 miles east
Oh
of
my
Dump
God.
Town.
If you take the
wow.
wrong turn, it's Turdville.
All right, I'm cutting that one off.
You go a little further
let's-
down the road, you'll end up at Brown Eye Bluff.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
If you see the red barn, you've gone too far to Fartopolis.
Okay, now I'm cutting it off.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
to Brown University. God damn it.
Wow. Wow.
That was a good one.
Oh, wow. That is good. That is good. Believe it or not, we are still in Sheik tweets. So let's get out of here. Thanks to the Iron Sheik for another tweet. At @the_Iron Sheik if you want to follow him for yourself and get those Sheik tweets straight from the source.
I call you a punk.
Alrighty, let's take a moment to shout out our sponsors. First of all, audibletrial.com/SoCo. Hit the link in the description box. You're going to get 30 days of Audible and your first book for free.
Free.
Also, Mathis Designs. Go find our good friend Steph on mathisdesigns.com for all your stationery and graphic design needs or to commission a piece for your very own.
Get that piece.
Get that piece. If you want to get a piece of Mike's wood, head on over to etsy.com/shop/cornfed-and-wed to get your wood worked.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, Mike, indeed. We've got NPA. For us, he engineers our intro and outro music, but he's also a recording artist over on Spotify. So head on over to Spotify, search for NPA, and become his follower over there. Check out all of his tracks, including Sleep Till Noon.
That's why I sleep till noon.
NPA, of course, also partnered with our very own JB
At Jared Buckendahl.
on Room 56 Studios. So the guys can help you out with any audio editing, video editing, anything, graphic design, anything to take this creative idea that you have and make it a reality that you can spread out and share with people. Let the guys help you out and put that together. Recently, some Room 56 Studios productions that I've seen that have been amazing have been the Shot Ones, episodes 1 and 2 of Shot Ones, Jared and myself being interviewed respectively by Seth. A lot of fun. Those are both publicly available on Jared's YouTube now. So if you want to see an example of the great work over at Room 56 Studios, make sure you go check that stuff out. Shouts out as well to our friends over at Anchor. And somewhere in here, I'm going to have to cut to an ad. But since you guys joined us live, you don't have to listen to it. So great. Great on everybody. But anyway, if you want to use Anchor, go do that.
Waka waka.
Anchor is, of course, the place where you can go to become an Anchor wanker. Hit the page, click that support button, and become a regular contributor to the show. Big shouts out to all of our Anchor wankers. We've got a few since we did this last time. And to be honest with you, I don't know how many of these are new, but I think I need to drink to Chrissy, to Mike Hass.
No, Chrissy was a few episodes ago.
Was she? Maybe it was last episode.
Just take a couple shots and call it good.
I'm gonna at least take a shot to Dick and Balls, even though I know that's an older one. So I've got my trusty chilled vodka here. So I'm gonna pour myself shot number 1 for the show. And again, if you want to go ahead and head over there, you can choose the amount that's right for you. And for an example, we've recently been talking about upgrading some equipment, and all the money that comes from our Anchor contributorship goes right back into the show. So big shouts out to all of our contributors and all of our sponsors for help making the show possible and allowing us to continue to keep it going and keep improving it. So thank you for that. Let me take a quick shot here.
How many do you have this week?
15.
Jeez.
He's already had 3.
We cannot be having that. We
That's
cannot be having that kind of binging horseplay on the channel.
water. That was water.
Yeah, that was water. People say water in the chat, make them to another.
Yeah, prove it. Time to prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
I think I just like shot a little bit of drool.
Ooh, yum, yum, yum.
Drool shot.
That's not good. Not a big vodka fan, but I should also mention that NPA has also issued a challenge. If our anchor wankers can grow their ranks, today they're at 13, so we're over halfway to 25. NPA has announced that when we hit 25 anchor wankers, we are going to get an exclusive release, world premiere of an NPA track right here on the SoCo show. So if you guys want to see that happen, help us grow the numbers. Keep sharing these episodes out with friends. Help us grow the party a little bit and help us grow that anchor wankership to that 25 number. We'll bring NPA on to premiere a brand new hit track right here on the show, which would be an awesome fucking thing to do for us. So again, call your friends, tell them to become wankers.
Wanka.
All right, so let's go forward here. And as I mentioned before, it's possible maybe you guys have missed a couple episodes lately. Maybe you need to do a little catching up. So we're going to help you do just that. This is a newer segment that we have introduced called Previously on the SoCo Show.
Previously on the SoCo Show. Wait, what was that noise at the end? Pew!
It's
The Big Brother.
Big Brother. Yeah, it's part of the Big Brother theme.
You have that already in your computer.
Yeah, I did. Previously on the SoCo Show, we are going to touch on something you missed. This time from last week's show. So people who didn't listen to last week, people who did listen to last week might be getting very excited by now because we had a great conversation last week that NPA took and created some art with. We're here talking about the dumb bullshit that we always talk about. NPA takes it, he molds it, he shifts it, he works it in his hands, and he gives us back artistic beauty. And so what I'm about to share with you, I've only listened to a little bit of this, and I love it. So I hope you guys like this. And you probably won't understand the full context unless you heard last week's episode, but here's a little bit of what you missed last week on the SoCo Show. We got to know what Salty Cat's song is like.
It's like a.
All right, guys. So the other day, I was headed to work, and I'm taking the streets between my home and my office. And I cruised and slowed, and I saw a yellow light in front of me, and that yellow light turned red, and I pulled my little old jalopy right up to the line there and brought it to a stop. Now this is 2 lanes in the same direction, so a little partner next to me pulled up on my left-hand side in their SUV, and they also came to a stop. Because the light turns green again. Driver. So when the light turns green, I'm out of there. But my friend was not so quick. And here's where this cat got salty. I had to listen to the person behind my friend lay on their horn in order to alert my friend that they needed to get going. Shut your mouth. Nothing drives me more nuts than when someone lays on their horn at a light. I believe a chirp of the horn is enough that this person was laying it on thick like. So if someone's not seeing the green light in front of you, be discreet. Just give them a tweet. Salty Cat is here. Kyle was asking about it in the chat, and NPA did not disappoint.
That needs to get animated. That needs to get animated immediately.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man.
Oh wow! Big
You know,
shouts out NPA. You have outdone yourself yet again.
NPA is going to
Wow.
be able to put an album together of just dumb stuff we talk about.
Oh my! The SoCo album. Can you imagine
Yep.
that? Oh,
Yep.
that'd be awesome.
Holy
Wow.
fucking balls! That made me laugh. So I had listened to. He had sent it over to me a little while ago, and I just played it for like the first little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And this part when Seth is talking and it kicks in,
It's like a.
that is going to be my ringtone for fucking ever now. That is my favorite shit. We hope you guys let us know in the chat what you guys think of Salty Cat.
Yeah.
If you guys are loving that as much as we are, give NPA a shout out in the chat there. Let him know he did a good job, and also comment over there when the last time. That story is because I didn't like. I was a salty cat because I didn't want the horns being used on the road. But what makes you a salty cat? Comment that either on the side or down below in the comments. Let us know what makes you a salty cat.
It's fucking funny.
We can probably
I'm not
post that
kidding.
on Facebook and Twitter too. Is right like
we
that
gotta
cut out of
find-
the song.
Oh yeah.
We got to find someone to animate that. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone who can do that's I can see that as a cartoon.
Honestly,
Like,
I would pay $5. I should probably do that this week and find someone that can animate. And wow, that is because I can picture it in my mind of just every time you come in, it's like a soft fade, and you're like an '80s like tweet tweet.
yeah, with like a big microphone and like a suit.
Yep.
Like a bow tie.
Wow.
Oh man.
Salty Cat is a hit. We knew it would be. Salty Cat, instant legend. Yeah, more to come on Salty Cat. We'll see if we can get that out there. I think the public needs to see Salty Cat out there.
That was funny.
Guys, keep an eye out. If you're in the chat and you like Salty Cat, we'll find some way to get this posted up out there. Keep an eye out for that post if it's on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Help us blast that out. And make sure you like NPA on Facebook and follow him on Twitter and tag him when we do post. Tag him and that, and help us boost that post a little bit. So Salty Cat's got to get out there. I think that's fucking hilarious, man.
Can you play the beginning part again? Right where the music kicks
I
in.
don't know what Salty Cat's song is like.
It's like a.
Dude, that is you literally said it's like a
Yeah. Yeah.
whole rest of it just from that, and that is what makes NPA. So Nolan, shouts out to you. Great job once again. And thanks for helping us catch people up for what they missed on last week's episode of the SoCo Show. So that was previously on the SoCo Show.
Previously on the SoCo Show.
All right, let's roll
I
on.
can do the thing at the end.
Which thing? Oh yeah, I thought about including that. Maybe I will. I like it.
No,
longer
it's
sounding.
fine. It's fine.
All right. Fine. We won't do it. Kieran's in the chat. Hey everyone. Hey Kieran.
What's
Welcome.
up?
Nice to have you. Where were we? Let's go forward. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that's gone on in this past week, what we've been up to. This is a newer segment that we call, I hope I can find, here it is. What did you do? All right, what did you do? We're finding increasingly that we don't do much. So this is kind of us not doing a lot. We hope you guys, I don't know about you guys, one of the things I did do this last week is over this last 24 hours, I have looked at 1,000 of these Bernie memes, and they're all fucking choice. It's my favorite meme that's probably ever come out.
Not only have people been so quick with the memes, but I saw someone on TikTok, and this was like 7 o'clock last night. They had printed shirts, like embroidered shirts with it already. Someone had done like a cutout and spray painted it, and like people are so quick with these memes and stuff nowadays.
It's pretty incredible, man. This I didn't plan on talking much about Bernie, but his gloves, this is like the cutest old man thing. His gloves are made, it's like a side hustle from like a teacher in Vermont, like total like regular ass blue collar, regular lady teacher knitted these things. And the gloves are made out of sweaters that were like donated or recycled or whatever. and then they're lined with something else that's like really green or recycled or whatever. So like not only is Bernie just fucking chilling in mittens, but they're like the cutest mittens of all time. He looks so wholesome and grumpy with this fucking. This needs to become an emoji, honestly, because I want to use it. The other thing for me that I did, and then I want to hear what you guys did, is I learned something new that I need to tell you guys about. I need you guys to I need you guys to learn about this. I learned by TikTok, and this might provide an alternative career for the three of us to generate another stream of income. I found out that there is such a thing as competitive puns.
I was going to tell you about this. I was going to tell you.
Jared's had an excitegasm.
There are contests to see who is the best at puns. And to me, I don't know why I didn't know this beforehand. How is that not common knowledge? Why isn't it not on ESPN? Why is it not in prime time on ABC with 3 million viewers at a time? I don't fucking know. But there are rules to what counts as a pun, and the game is the game we already fucking play all the time. We call it the Miles Minute, but basically you just go back and forth. They give you topics. You go back and forth, and you keep making acceptable puns, which there are rules for. And if your pun qualifies, you keep going until someone can't do one, and that's how you win the pun competition.
We got to get in on this.
There are competitions people come to and watch, and like there's tournaments and shit. This is fucking real. And I think that we need to figure out a way to put a team together.
Honestly, yeah, because I mean, like what we're doing, especially last week with the fast food stuff, it's just jokes. And we could be winning, I'm sure, an Arby's gift card is the top prize.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot. It might even not be a gift card. It's probably a 2-for-1 coupon.
Yeah.
The Arby's
2 for $20 at Applebee's. I'm curious. I mean, again, it's one of those things where we're all way more connected now. So it's like you find out things that you didn't know before. But Cody, as like the pun master, I'm surprised that you hadn't known about any of. I mean, it's underground, I'm sure, but like you got to get in on this.
I didn't know, and this is the kind of thing that this is actually dangerous for someone like me because I think I'm already pretty good at puns, but puns are comedy that you can study for. And I could see myself getting someone doing a documentary about a regular guy who had a normal job and then got lost in the competitive world of pun competition. And like
got
a
heroin addiction.
I'm on the streets in Vegas, like blowing people on the streets for entry. I could see this destroying my fucking life.
You're taking horse tranquilizers like fucking Queen's Gambit.
The title is The Last Pun.
Seeing puns on the ceiling before you go to bed.
There's a website dedicated to this, worldwidepuns.com. Jared, help me put this up here. Oh. So there are events. They're doing a lot of
P.
Zoom type events, but I wanted to show you guys some of the language here. So these are just like the rules, right? So, where was I seeing? Here we go. The evening's comedy is offered in 2 acts: one opening round of puntification, a presentation by prepared pundits of no more than 2 minutes, and an initial round of pun slingers, starting with 8 brave competitors and narrowing the field down to 6 remaining word players, rounding out the first act. Then the pun competition heats up after a break with semifinal rounds of 3 slingers narrowed to 1 in each round, and a final pun competition with a special category presented as a vicious, high-stakes, head-to-head battle for a one-of-a-kind trophy. So
the co-MC?
I have a new... What did I do this week? I found my purpose. I was put on this earth by whoever puts people on earth. I was put here to win a trophy in competitive punning. And
baby, he was born to pun.
Yes. Oh wow, Bruce Springsteen is pretty fucking solid. I I'm going to figure out how to do this. I actually do want to try this. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to let you guys know how it goes. I may need to travel down to the Bay Area or LA, but I'm trying it someday. So keep an eye out, SoCo Show fans and you guys.
Yeah, you got to get in on this because this could be a moneymaker.
And you gotta like come in with like a character too. You gotta. I imagine you wearing like fucking sweatbands everywhere that you can.
Tearaways.
Tearaway pants.
Mm-hmm. I'd be really athletic about it. That would be that would be a pretty good approach for me. I would need to have some sort of character.
Or you come in as the businessman wearing like a Bluetooth earpiece. Ooh. It's all business. Your pun is your business.
Yeah.
That would be good too. See, okay, maybe someone in the chat can help us out with this too. If I were to become a competitive punter, what do you guys think my character should be? Should I be the kid from Bernie Mac show? Should that be my character? Or should it be the businessman or the sports guy? Yeah, no shit. I'm not wearing glasses. I paid a lot of money to not have to wear glasses anymore, so I'm not going to do that one. But let me know in the chat what you guys think my character would be in the punnery. But I will say this, Jared, you call me the pun master, and that's really flattering. But I would take you two guys with me in a teams-based pun competition if I could, based on what I've seen you guys accomplish, even just last week, with admittedly a very narrow topic that you're not likely to see at the pun competition.
Yeah, definitely not. I think it's definitely a thing that, Miles Minute, essentially we just randomly will go into that. It works so good when we play off of each other. I'm just curious how, like an outside party, how we could play off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be hard. And it would be because we've played a couple games where there's a timer in the mix, right? Because you only get a few seconds to respond. Mm-hmm. So you got to be ready with all the words up here. So I'll let you guys know how my training goes. I'm going to go to Russia and start running up some mountains and stuff. So I'll let you know how that is. But that's what I did this last week. I found my purpose. What about you guys?
Well, man, it sounds like you had a way better week than I did. I'm glad you brought that up though, because I had written that down as something to talk about. But for my week, what I had happen to me, did I mention last week about my car and taking it into the shop and everything like that?
We've talked about it. I can't remember if it was on the show or not.
Okay. Yeah. So last week, anyway, I took my car in because it just wasn't working for like 3 weeks. And finally they're like, oh, we had to replace like this pump type thing. Take it in. They get it fixed really quick. It took a week for them to even get me an appointment. So I was like, what takes so long? Because it took them 2 hours to fix. Pay for it, about to walk out the door. And the guy's like, hey, just a heads up. We fixed this on other vehicles. And maybe in like a week or two, it could break down again. If not, then you're good to go. And it's just kind of a part, like, if that happens, we'll have to replace this other thing. So I drive it, go to the grocery store, do some errands, go over to my girlfriend. Like, everything is fine with it. But we order food on Sunday night. And the food is ready to go. And I was like, hey, babe, you stay, you're warm, you're cozy on the couch. I'll go get it myself. I made it about 4 or 5 blocks, and I am just coasting because my car just shuts off. So I am just coasting, break down on the side of the road. And I'm like, what do I do? Luckily, it was close enough where she could then come pick me up. But I was like, the guy was right. What he fixed didn't fix my car. So Sunday night, what was supposed to be a relaxing evening of getting some food and just watching some TV and just chilling turned into me stressing and then waiting 3 hours for a tow truck and then worrying if not he got took my car to the right tow place because he never called me back. And while I was waiting for the tow truck, I had my flashers on, so therefore then my battery died, and it was just it was a whole fiasco. Luckily, fingers crossed, my car is finally fixed. I've driven it to the store and a few other places. But it was funny to have 2 receipts that were within 4 days at this shop. And I look like they keep track of the mileage. I made it like 17 miles in those 2 visits. And I'm like, dude, you should have just fixed it to begin with, but whatever. So that was kind of, I wouldn't say the high point, but that was That was one of the things that happened to me this week. But also, this is the high point for me, which might be depressing for some people. But I went to the grocery store. I love going to the grocery store because I like seeing what new foods they have. And I bought a box of Dunkaroos cereal. Very excited for this. Very excited. Yes, that face that Seth gave is probably 95% of what it's going to taste like, but I am jazzed to have Dunkaroos cereal. So next week I'll report in on whether or not the cereal was good.
Do they have? Tell us about the cereal. Is it? It sounds to me like it would be like a Lucky Charm. You would have the cookie portion and then the marshmallowy kind of cream portion as
absolutely
well.
Not.
Or is it?
It looks like more like Cookie Crisps. You know how like it was like the Cookie Crisp were like chocolate chip cookies. This is like a cinnamon or a sugar cookie looking thing with the sprinkles in it. No lie, I think the cereal bites are about like the size of like a gumball. Yeah, so I'm curious on how they're gonna be, because if they're literally gumball shaped from what it looks like, I'm gonna be like, this is like eating cheese puffs, but not cheese puffs, obviously, like that size.
Yeah, that sounds. I'm almost wondering. Like, you might have to get creative. What do you do for milk with your cereal? Like, are you 2% cat? Are you with the almond milk? Or what do you
2%
do?
all the way, man. 2%.
You're the only motherfucker with the almond milk.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, get that
Dude,
almond crap out of here.
I think for the Dunkaroos, I'm always a big proponent of almond milk, but for the Dunkaroos, I think it makes a lot of sense because I get unsweetened but vanilla flavored almond milk, and it's great for cereal. And I think to have that vanilla flavor would be really good to go with the Dunkaroos. And this, Anna Swanson's here in the chat wanting to know more too. I think you need to maybe think about getting a little experimental with the milk to make sure that the Dunkaroos, I think there's potential here, but I'm worried they're going to come short of what you hope they might.
What I could do is make a video out of it of like, I have 7 different bowls and it ranges from skim all the way to up to like heavy whipping cream.
Yeah. Do that. Honest people on TikTok.
You know what? How about this? I hold off because Seth, I believe you're coming down next weekend.
That's true.
We will have a Dunkaroos taste test.
I don't know if I...
Yep, we're going to do it. You're excited. Look, you're so excited. Dunkaroos.
It's the sprinkles, man. I don't like the sprinkles.
They're in the cookie, though.
Still don't like it.
All right, well, that's my week. Broken down car and some cereal that's probably going to give me diabetes. Diabetes.
I can't wait to hear about the Dunkaroos. I think that's going to be really riveting. A lot of people in the chat are immediately excited about me being an uptight douchebag about my almond milk, and also about the milk and cereal.
I mean, right here,
so,
Kyle, have a dunk off. Boom, it writes itself.
Dunk contest. I think America needs to know what the definitive way to enjoy Dunkaroo cereal is, and I know that you two are the guys to do it. I trust you, and I believe in you, and I know you're going to deliver for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Dan says stop being so Dunkarood.
You know what, Dan? Dan, this one right here is for you, Dan. You earned it, pal. That was a good one. Seth is being Dunkarood. Seth, other than being a total dick about Dunkaroo cereal, what have you been up to this last weekend?
Fuck Dunkaroo cereal. I like regular Dunkaroos. I guess if we're gonna keep talking about food, yesterday, I almost thought we were recording this ahead of time, and so I almost said yesterday was like everyone knows what the fuck yesterday was. We're live. Yesterday was the inauguration where we got the Bernie on the screen there. We had to pick. That's where he was at. So I decided to celebrate America with some good old fashioned barbecue. Got my DoorDash on from a local barbecue place, supported local as well.
McFlanagan's.
Wow.
I'm a hero.
What a hero. I want to hear. I'm gonna let go of the McFlanagan's.
Yeah,
I'm talking about that.
Wait, what?
That was last night when we were playing games.
I don't want to interrupt your story.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But the most American thing about that I had, speaking of cookies like Dunkaroos, was a stone oven baked chocolate chip cookie, and it was probably the greatest cookie I've ever had. The outside was like crispy, like kind of a crispy cookie, but the middle, perfect soft gooey chocolate chip. It was It was
How
amazing.
How thick we talking?
About that thick.
Really? That is a thick
It was
cookie.
about an
then.
inch. Yeah, about an inch thick.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you?
Wait, hold on. Seth, talk more about the cookie. I'm going to try something. Just say more about the cookie.
It was a delicious cookie. It's like a. Oh yeah. This cookie was baked at 400 degrees for 3 minutes.
So sugar sweet.
But that's how I celebrated.
guessing-
That's how I celebrated the new regime, the new change in America. Happier times with a happy cookie.
It sounds like a good cookie. Did you scoop up some ice cream on top of that, some beach?
No, I was out of ice cream. Had it the night before. I'm out till tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll happen. I'm honestly, this is the point I am in my life. I get really excited for people. I'm really, really happy for you in my heart that you had a really good cookie yesterday. I'm like, that good for
Thank you.
brother. That's awesome. I want everyone in the chat, just have a really good cookie this next week. You all deserve it. You've all earned it. Okay. We've all been really fucking stressed out for a long time. So go get yourself a cookie and enjoy it. Just like Seth did. And then you can quit looking like Bernie over here and you can start looking like this happy motherfucker down below me there. Oh my God.
It was thick with 2 C's, Anna. The cookie was thick with 2 C's. And I would love to get dunked in some milk.
What's your fetish? I want you to follow me here.
Give me in 2%.
You know those dunk things that they have at carnivals? That, but with milk.
With 2%.
Yeah.
Not skim, not whole.
2%. If you're
No, you
gonna
want
get
whole
dunked
milk. You want to
into a
almost
tank-
drown.
If you're gonna get dunked into a tank, you're gonna want to do it with almond milk, and here's why. No, did you know that in the Snow White and the Huntsman movie, where Charlize Theron gets dipped into that milk that makes her younger, almond milk? Swear to God, it's true fact. Look it up. So if you want to look like Charlize Theron, almond milk.
The milk kink is public. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dan. Thank you, Dan. You're doing my own work for
You get
me.
a fucking cookie. Yeah, you missed that
Should've seen-
opportunity.
Yeah.
You don't
Should've
deserve
seen
that
how
one.
long
Dan
this album
Dan
was.
deserves control of the board, not you.
Yep. Dan. He's the
I
captain
definitely
now.
don't want to hear that. You think I know why you guys are saying that. Dan has shown a lot of promise in these last little bit, but don't forget that it takes a lot of experience and a lot of know-how and a lot of just like real focus to run the titillator. And if you put that in the hands of someone who's not done it before, it could explode and it's not going to be good for anybody. So like you can't just click and have the titillator do its thing.
That's true. That's true. Because I mean,
gotta
I've
be
seen you work
really-
it, and if you twist one of those tits too much to the left or right, it might hurt someone.
You can't do that. Can't do that. It's very bad. Very bad.
Don't turn it to 11.
Nope.
Leave it at
Yeah,
10
don't turn it to
maximum.
11. Wow. Well, clearly we all lead very exciting lives because that is what happened to us last week. That's the answer to the question, what did you do? There we go. What did you do? Not much. Not much for us. But we do have some stuff that we got to do some thinking about. We got to do some deep thinking. We got to unravel the secrets of the universe. Let's find out what we were all thinking about this week.
What do you
Let's flip it around this time for the brain blast. Seth, what are you thinking about this week?
Well, that's supposed to have something prepared for this. I don't remember discussing anything beforehand.
Start
If you
singing.
have
We're
it,
all in this
go to
together.
Jared.
Okay, go to Jared.
I guess not anything too much to think about, but I'm kind of curious because, so obviously, you know, TikTok, I've been over there quite a bit more. And one of the trends that's going around right now is like, what is your favorite fictional band or song from a movie or fictional TV show or something like that? So I'm kind of curious to have a discussion with you fellas about kind of like what are some like ones that are memorable. Obviously, I mean, a big one, and I might take a couple from you guys, but the movie
Yeah.
Pop Star.
Yeah,
I mean,
you stole the best one.
Yeah, that's
Connor
one of
for
them
real.
for sure. Yeah, Connor for real. I'm so humble. I mean, Mona Lisa. There's so many in that movie that are good. But I'm kind of curious, including the chat. Like, if you guys have good ones from cartoons, TV series, movies, anything like that,
Well-
let us know.
We had Doug, the beats from Doug.
See, I don't.
I need
okay,
more allowance.
Yoda lay.
okay. I never
No,
remembered what song it was.
Because I do. I fucking love the beats, dude.
That's the
That
beats.
should have stayed with me. Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, one from my childhood, Jimmy Rabbit from 8 Mile.
Okay.
Eminem's
yeah.
character.
Yep.
But that's pretty much Eminem.
School of Rock. That's a really good one. That one, man, that would like every time when that guitar kicks in at the very end, chills.
And the first damn, that always, I rock the fuck out to that in my car. To this day, I still do that. I saw an interview, this is a little aside. I saw an interview with Jack Black, and he was recapping all the movies he's done. And he says, and this was done like a year ago, and he said School of Rock is the movie he's most proud of. And I think that it has held up super fucking well. I love that one.
Dan says, My Shiny Teeth and Me from Fairly Odd
Yep,
Parents.
that's a good
That's
one.
Chip Skylark.
Hell yeah.
Chip Skylark would be fucking solid.
He had
Chip
that,
Skylark
and
would be good.
he had Shiny Teeth, and there's one other song that he did.
Yeah. What was the other Chip Skylark song? Someone in the chat help us out. What was the other Chip Skylark song?
So I don't know what the Chip one is, but wasn't there a Vicky song too?
Icky Vicky.
Icky Vicky.
Icky
That's
Vicky.
what-
Was
oh,
that
yeah.
it?
So
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here. One of them, I don't know if do you guys watch a bunch of like TGIF growing up, like Home Improvement and stuff?
Yeah, we watched Home Improvement was a staple in the Michael house.
Do you remember every now and then they'd have like the construction workers come in, but they're a band of construction like equipment, and they're playing like with a sander on a barrel. I don't know what the name of the band is, but it was like them, and he's playing with like a harmonica, I think, and tape measures, and basically they were just using tools. I don't know what the name of the band is, but that was one of them that I remember from growing up.
Yeah, that rings. I haven't thought about that in at least 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
but that's ringing a bell. That was a funny one. You guys are killing it in the chat. This is a lot of good ones. Icky Vicky, we talked about Dino Spumoni and Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold had some really good music in that.
Dino Spumoni.
Oh, we got Xenon, the
Warrior
the song.
Princess.
There's a couple songs from Xenon.
make my heart go
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Is that Supernova Girl? Is that the same
That's
song? Or is that a
Supernova
second
Girl, I
song?
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you
That's
could go
right.
with
That was one.
Zoe from Zoe 101, didn't she? Or no, Drake. Drake had some for Drake and Josh. Did Zoe 101 sing?
Oh yeah, yeah. She Drake from Drake and Josh did, and also Zoe from Zoe 101 did. They sang their own themes, I think, is what it was.
Did they sing in the
also
show?
had
Because I know
albums.
Drake sang in the show. I can't remember if.
I don't know if Zoe sang in the show. I don't think she did.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Abby dropping fun fact. Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC is the voice of Chip Skylark.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. He looks a little bit like him, or at least looked like he did then.
Yeah, not now.
I don't know about now.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Definitely not now.
Another random one, and this was just because it was a comedy that I grew up watching, was Scotty Doesn't Know from Eurotrip.
Yeah.
Matt
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
When I found out Matt Damon sings Scotty Doesn't Know, that blew my fucking mind.
Oh yeah, because
that
he's
was
got
the
like a lip
craziest thing.
piercing and everything.
It
Yeah.
looks so different.
Yeah, that is fucking funny. I love that one. I think Spinal Tap from This Is Spinal Tap. They're a fun rock band. Sing Street, the band from Sing Street, love all the music that they do as Sing Street in that movie. I think is awesome. The band, Seth, you might remember because you saw this more recently from Almost Famous. They've got a couple pretty cool tracks.
Yeah, their name's
in that
Clearwater.
one. Clearwater, that's right. And then I'm almost surprised you didn't already say it, Seth, but the Hearts Beat Loud. Their song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. They're real to me, damn it.
They're real to
Yeah.
me. Real to me, damn it. I'm going. Oh wow. Cody, I'm very surprised you didn't say this one. Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, I know. Sex for Bombs. Yes.
Yep.
Sex Bombs. I actually do like the Sex Bombs music too. I listen to that a fair amount, and basically all the music from Scott Pilgrim was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good ones. There's a lot of like, and it must be hard. I'm wondering if there's like people out there whose job is specifically this. Kyle shouting out Salty Cat as one of his favorites. I like that one. I want to know who does, if I say, I need a song for this. I need an original song. Like written in the script, for Hearts Beat Loud, written in the script is probably like a song that these two characters could have actually made that is good and connects emotionally to the story in a way that is valid.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really tight hole.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
That sounds like a small target to hit. And it must to me, like, I'm amazed that people are able to pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I listened to some of
all fucking time.
I listened to some of the extras on Hearts Beat Loud, and they said like the day the music came in later, like the day the music came in, they were like, oh, like
So
that
it was
movie
kind
in
of
general.
just a skeleton before they got it all put together, right?
Yeah, I was telling you guys off the show, like that movie got put together, made in 18 days, and
That's crazy.
I mean, like none of the actors knew each other going into it, except for Nick Offerman. He was the only one that they knew was going to be in it for sure. And then everyone else kind of came in super late. But yeah, best one.
Yeah.
There's probably a ton we're missing, so hopefully you guys keep throwing them in the chat.
Scrantonicity, come on.
Oh, yep. There we go. Cody, going to you saying how songs that were made for movies. Wasn't Mrs. Robinson made for The Graduate? I don't know if you guys have seen that one. I
think you're right.
I mean, that's an old movie, so I'm sure some people aren't too aware of it, but I think that one was an example of like, hey, this was made for the movie, and then it became a thing after the fact.
Yep. I do know of one other one like that that's an old school throwback is if you're a wrestling fan, you know Ric Flair's theme song. Woo. But it's a popular song anyway. It's like dum 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 dum. That's original score for 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's nothing else. So that's just what it is. It's score from that movie. Yeah, Abby's bringing up Nashville. That's a big musical show. There's a bunch like that like there's got to be an underlying band that's doing X, Y, and Z. And when it's for a show or a movie that's so dependent on that music for its tone, that must be a lot of pressure. Actually, that same Jack Black interview that they were talking about, Jack Black was working with a band to write the School of Rock song. Mm-hmm. And he said just the same as he was like, here are some notes about what's going on in the movie and what it needs to include. And, put this together. And then they gave him, here's the song that eventually became the School of Rock song. So like people do it. Mm-hmm. Boats and Hose.
Boats and Hose.
Boats and Hose. I learned all the words to the Boats and Hose rap at one point in my life. I don't think I remember now. And I can vouch for Kyle's comment. He did when he walked down the aisle for his wedding. It was to the Ric Flair theme. That was a pretty.
Did he have a robe?
He did not have a robe. No.
Yeah, because just writing Kyle on the back of the hotel robe that they give you at the suite is not going to be cool enough to wear to your wedding.
One quick final or another one is Just Friends, the forgiveness song that Anna Faris does. Like, forgiveness, it's more than saying sorry or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
I don't know
and then, oh God, there was one other one. It's not really a song because it's a cover, but the Dan Band from Old School at the beginning of the wedding where they're singing, God, what is it? Oh my gosh! But he slips in the F word essentially, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same guy that
totally
sings the
Eclipse
wedding
of the
song?
Heart? Totally Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the same guy. That same band. They do the end of The Hangover. They do. Is it Candy Shop?
Maybe
at that wedding, and he just he goes way over the top of the vocals, and it's like I fucking need you tonight, and Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yeah, I think it's that same band that does The Hangover also. I don't know Mike's songs that he's quoting down there. Someone help me out with the Mike V quotes. Dan referenced the many names of the band from Parks and Rec.
I like Scarecrow Boat the best.
Scarecrow boat.
One of them that you guys had mentioned to me was what's that werewolf bar mitzvah?
Yeah,
Is that one of them?
yeah. Tracy Jordan from
Yeah,
30 Rock.
yeah.
Tracy Morgan. Werewolf bar mitzvah. Spooky, scary.
Wow. That's a fun. Maybe someday we'll do a Mambo number 5 for bands and songs that were original for movies. That would be a pretty fun
Yeah,
one.
bands and songs.
But it's pretty fun to think about those. And I love
Go Brooklyn.
I know it's a. I think it's fair to say. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think for all three of us, having music that's good and ties directly into the plot is just crack for us. Like if there's music featured, A Star Is Born with all of their music, By the Wayside,
By the Wayside.
Obviously that they're what's the I'm off the
Shallow.
deep end. Shallow. That was #1 song for fucking 12 years, or it seemed like. Dan shout out the Little
Good Burger.
song.
He's a dude. She's a
Good
dude.
Burger.
Yep.
All that stuff, man. There's so many. I haven't sat and thought about this very often, but there is a fuckload of this. SpongeBob ripped my pants. Sam had to just Sam just threw it on the dump.
The tie your shoes loop-de-looping pole.
Yep. That's actually it's not actually how I learned to tie my shoes. Wow. Yeah, there's some good ones out there. Keep hitting us in the chat with some of your favorite ones. We'll shout them out.
Yeah.
But that's a fun topic. We'll keep that in the queue for a Mambo number 5 sometime. We'll do that one for sure. That one's pretty fun. I want to know what you guys think of this. And I don't know much about this because I just saw the headline today. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay. So IGN reported this afternoon that, and this is a type of news that it has become pretty common, but essentially people watch for patents to be filed, and you can kind of see forward, like what are you going to be working on, or what's coming 10 years or 5 years from now based on what patents are getting filed today. And there was a really interesting patent that got filed today by Microsoft. And I'm going to see if I can find. Okay. So IGN, the headline here is Microsoft files patent to create chat bots that imitate dead people.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Microsoft has filed a patent that would allow the company to digitally revive deceased loved ones as chat bots using the individual's personal information. So this would be, I guess, some sort of AI in your phone. If you want to text whoever it is, if Seth died and I texted him, hey, Seth, fuck you. And then it would go all of Seth's texts and tweets and Facebook posts and everything he's done socially.
Search
and it
history.
would craft a response, and the response would come back and Seth, who's dead, would say, sniff my butt or whatever the fuck Seth would say. I'm wondering, I have a few questions. The first one is this. Would you sign up to have yourself made into one of these chat bots? If this was like a organ donor situation where you consented and your loved ones could have this as an option. Again, I have more questions around this, but for yourself, if I could make you into a chat bot after you died, Seth, would you do that? Would that be something you'd be open to, or would it feel gross for you?
No, because then it's going to look through my search history and stuff, and the only response that you're going to get is amateur pogs, amateur pogs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Seth, what do you think about the football score today? Amateur pogs.
That is true. That is true. Although you could become a very helpful porn bot, AI porn bot. You could provide some helpful recommendations.
Yeah,
to
instead
a
of
lot of
Ask
folks.
Jeeves,
Maybe
it's
that's how you
Ask
do it.
Seth.
There you go. I would go to that website. I would go to askseth.com. Jared, what do you think? Would you leave behind the JB chatbot for people to interact with?
I mean, the first thing I thought when you mentioned
Like
this
and
was-
subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I thought was like absolutely not, because like that's like a few steps away from having literally just a robot walking around that's essentially you then, which that's the logical next step, I would say, is like then you have a robot that's still your significant other, friend, person. But But on the flip side, I think it'd be really funny if we all did it and we have the podcast go forever. Because then that would be one cool thing to come out of it, but also it's like video wise or like a movie review wise, I don't think it would work, but like a podcast, we could, after by the time we die, they could take however many episodes we have, piece it all together and make new episodes.
It'd be like when the AIs write the scripts for things. That would be fucking
great.
Eventually the logical conclusion to that is just like us going like dick, ass, balls, food, dick, ass, balls, food, and just
pun,
movie, dick, balls, dick, ass. That would be pretty entertaining. If anyone has one of those AI things like you see posted about on Twitter, and you can run a bunch of SoCo show through it and spit out a little portion of the show, I would be fascinated to see what came out. That would be hilarious to me. I'm actually kind of interested in this. I might think about doing this. And maybe this means I'm super vain. Like my brother says the world needs a Kyle Michael forever. Maybe this is me being vanity, but this to me is like, I know it's not going to be my consciousness in it, but I think that knowledge that you're going to still be around is like a kind of a form of like immortality. Right. So, and I think isn't that ultimately why people have kids, right? Is your legacy lives on through them. It's not you, it's some other idiot saying shit you used to say. Mm-hmm. And I think I can see the value in that, especially for people who are, Dan's writing us some dialogue. We're talking about Arrival.
Guys, it's all my top movies of the year.
I just fucking love how you described children as a copy of yourself saying dumb shit you used to say.
Which
That's
is
exactly
maybe
what they
the
are.
best description of a child.
Yeah. Think about it. Aren't you, all of us who are breathing, anyone who can hear me, almost definitely you are a smaller, younger, different version of your parents, and you probably say some of their dumb shit. I guarantee you everyone here can think of something that they say that doesn't really make any sense, but their parents said it, and that's why they think it. We have a ton of these. Yeah. I agree, Kyle. Maybe kids are not in my immediate future for these exact reasons. Mike agrees. He knows from experience, and I don't even think Oliver's talking very much yet, if at all. He's got a couple cool words. Well, actually, no. I know this is true. He's got him saying cool.
Cool.
So yeah, that's exactly. Oliver's a smaller version of Mike that's saying some of the shit that Mike used to say. So that's Kyle's lordy. That's what our parents say.
I guess
I don't even know what it means.
I'm wondering now. It's almost like I'm forward thinking, where it's like, would there then be like a library where you could go check out these people, and you go in and you like read their like, oh, podcast host, winner of the 2027 Pun International comedian, blah blah blah, and then you sit down and just listen to him, and you're like, I don't think so. I need to return this person, because that's what it could be.
Yeah, and I think that would be. Imagine today, and this is going to get to my second question. If this had already been happening for the last 50 years, then conceivably we could have access now to AI versions of people who are already dead, right? Now, I don't know if this is a different answer for you guys, but would you be interested in this either for family members that you'd like to still have exchanges with, or for like popular figures and historical people or famous people? Would you be interested in either of those, like talking to like your great-great-grandmother or talking to like Elvis via this AI thing? Would that be appealing to you?
Not relatives. I don't want to talk to her.
I like how Seth, you shook your head no relatives, and then when he said famous people, of course, and that's exactly how I'm thinking too.
Yeah, it's an entertainment source.
Yeah,
as opposed, because like it could get really weird. It could get into like like fucking Joaquin Phoenix territory if you're talking to like your wife, that passed away or something like that. Plus, then I think you get into like manipulation. I think like, what if someone hacks into this system and is like, okay, I'm actually still alive. I was kidnapped. This, blah blah blah. Give me $2,000.
Or like my final wish was this and made you do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Or someone hacks in and is just a dickhead and says I cheated on you the whole time with so and so. Here's the text, right? It could get fucking evil.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But with like celebrities, like whenever like I don't know, like when Stone Cold passes away, Stone Cold Sox. Whenever he passes away, I could text him and be like, "Hey, what kind of beer should I have tonight?" And he's like, "Stone Cold's beer." And then and then it's like free advertisement for these companies.
That's a tasty beverage.
Which celebrity would be like top of your list then?
I mean,
Because mine would be Robin Williams, I think, because it'd just be such an animated conversation potentially.
see, I think that would be hard to do like for old celebrities though, you know, like because you only have a limited amount of footage, and a lot of the stuff you have is like them acting. Like nowadays,
Like ones that are way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, I think. Yeah, nowadays, like people are on podcasts all the time, and interviews, and
Well, and they
know,
can
or
take their
Instagram
tweets and then use that in
tweets,
an
yeah.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Assuming we could just had all these somewhere and they already exist and they're good. Robin Williams is a really solid one. I like that a lot. Honestly, he's a pretty recent death. I'd talk to Chadwick Boseman. I would love to hear what that guy was thinking about, especially toward the end when he was working on some of the stuff that we all love him for. But there's a ton, like MLK, Lincoln, FDR. You wouldn't be curious to talk to Hitler? You're probably not going to shoot the breeze. Hey, how you doing, pal? But like, you wouldn't want to say hey to Hitler and see what he fucking says. I would, because he'd probably say a slur immediately.
Now, with you bringing that up, yes, it'd be almost this weird educational type thing, but also
Yeah.
it could turn into something sinister, where it's like someone goes back, starts listening to these ideas that essentially were dead, and then starts to bring them back into the fold. Where you're saying, you know, Hitler, and again, I'm taking this into a very dark situation, but it's like, yeah, it could be very bad.
Yeah, you're right about that. Kyle, maybe my favorite suggestion so far, Snoop Dogg. I would chat with Snoop Dogg all fucking day because that guy is so cool. I would just talk with him about anything and everything. I would hang out with AI Snoop. And yeah, I don't know if that's spoiler territory or not, Kyle, for Ready Player 2, but yeah, they do talk a little bit about this idea in that book, and they do it in a way that's fascinating and interesting. So let this be your shout out. Ready Player 2, go check that one out, especially if you enjoyed Ready Player 1, and do it on audibletrial.com/SoCo. You can get it for free if you want to check that one out. There you go. Yeah, Mike brings up an interesting point. They've done this with music, with people's voices. Mike's making some music with Robo Drake. There's like Michael Jackson songs that still come out. There's Tupac songs that have come out. So I think there is something to be, the warning, I would say, is using those likenesses in ways that they wouldn't have intended would get hairy pretty quick. Especially if you people with malintent start hacking it and stuff. That could get ugly fast. So anyway, I read that and I was like, whoa, this is like, occasionally you're reminded that this is the future for, you know, someone. And so this idea of like AI chatbots existing based on real people, to me still seems like science fiction, but like very possible to do now if you have all the relevant data. So this fascinated me.
Going back to the article, did they mention like a potential release, or it was just a patent that they filed and they're like maybe down the road?
Yeah, let's check it out. So they'd be using images, voice data, social media posts, email, other personal info.
Because with all of that, what you just said with photos and whatnot, heck, you could deep fake a video and then talk to that person with their thoughts.
Well, fucking Kanye did the video of her dad that looked super fucking real.
Ugh. Yeah, that hologram.
Yeah.
They apparently they're also looking at doing 2D and 3D image modeling, so to be looking at them too. That for me might be the line. I don't know if I want to see them. Maybe a text chat or even a voice chat, maybe. But seeing them and knowing they're not really there would freak me out. But let's see here. Personally correspondence. Oh, you could also talk to yourself, I guess.
I already do that.
I do that for free. You can.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they're
I text
referencing.
myself
There's
sometimes.
I've texted myself. Yeah.
I text myself every day. It's reminders.
Do you guys? I'll do like a text to myself, like if I think if like my phone's not getting service or whatever. What do you guys do that at all? Like, have you ever done that? No.
I've done it. I've done it in the past when I thought a girl wasn't texting me back.
Oh no.
I've been like, oh, of course she wants to text me, but I don't have service. And then I'll start being like, does she not have service or is she ignoring me? And then I'll send myself a text to make sure my phone's still working. That's how insecure I am or were. I don't know. But I've done it for that reason.
I mean, I'm pretty shoddy service, but I was doing it a lot with the derecho when that happened because when all the power and internet went out, we didn't have like any service in town. And I realized that my stock text to like send myself to test is just poop. I always text poop. So if you ever look in like the conversation with me where it says me, it's just poop, 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 poop all down.
That's funny because mine's balls. If someone jumped out of a bush with a gun and was like, say a word, I would go balls. So whenever I think of like half my passwords at work are balls and then some numbers.
At work?
It's just the first word.
Man.
And like if someone ever comes up to me and is like, Cody, your password's inappropriate, then I can go, why do you know my fucking password?
Right.
So, it's a good reason to have it that way. I'm going to take a shot, not just to balls, but to our anchor wankers yet again. This
Wanker.
to you. I've neglected you for a little bit. This is another one for you.
Yum, yum,
Jared, do you
yum,
have
yum.
a self-text word that's your go-to?
I don't think so. I'd have to go through, but one of the things I do is, I mean, I have a bunch of notes on my phone that are ideas and stuff, but right now, like every time I see like a potential TikTok I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, but I could twist it. I text it to myself and then I make a note of like, copy this or do this. So literally all of my messages to myself are just TikToks with notes to myself.
Nice. I like it. Kyle dropping the facts down there. Seth's AI, it would be all about poop and glizzies. Mm-hmm. Poop and glizzies. Pretty good shot at the episode title this week, Kyle. You might have just given us poop and glizzies. Mm-hmm. That might be it. Is glizzies, if you're doing plural glizzies, do you do ZZYS like Kyle does, or would you do ZZIES?
I would do glizzi.
Ooh.
With like one eye or two?
2 eyes. Like Pompeii.
I guess it would be
Glizzi.
like Pompeii. It'd be like glizzy eye. I think when there's 2 eyes, sometimes it does EI, so it would be glizzy eye. I would eat glizzy eye. I would eat a bunch of glizzy eye.
Glizzin. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Glizzin. What are we doing?
Cody handles people's money and his password is balls. Wow.
Kyle hits on an important point. It's very, very meaningful to me that the people I work with and for, a lot of them don't listen to or know about the podcast because you're right, Kyle. I think a lot of my clients would bail on me if they knew that my password was balls.
And then you're supposed to have symbols in your password too. So he does a parenthesis, period, parenthesis, the capital Y, parenthesis, period, parenthesis. So it's
nice.
Boobs. So it's balls, boobs.
Mine is actually an 8 with 3 equal signs and then a parentheses.
Nice.
I say, Jared, when's the last time you had to sign into a corporate computer?
Oh, a long time. But actually, my fun fact, what I did this week was I couldn't get into my Room 56 email. Someone hacked me. So I'm just like this, and it's funny because there's no information in there to take. But yeah, someone stole my password essentially.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Get a new one, I guess. I don't know. That's what I did for about 30 minutes before this podcast, was trying to recover my email. And then it was like, are you the administrator? And then it's like, no. And then it's like, are you the super administrator? I'm like, just give me my email back. That's all I want.
Super administrator?
Yeah, like Google.
You got to put on a cape.
Yeah, it was a whole hierarchy of trying to get my email address back.
That's not, if you're the person out there who is fucking around with Jared's Room 56 email, you're getting the hiss. We don't like you. We don't like you. Okay, let's see. What do we got here in the chat here? Balls69420, nice. That's pretty solid password, Dan. I need to get a new password every few months, so I actually might steal that one from you.
That's a good one.
Balls and Glizzy for Seth and Jared 69. That one's pretty solid. Also, Mike Media, by the way, also got access to the Genghis Khan AI from the past. So watch out for Mike. I'm trying to take shit over. Well, anyway, we got to roll on here, but a lot of good conversation around AIs and the like. I can't remember what we talked about just before that. Oh, the music in the movies. So music in the movies and AIs in our chat rooms, and that's what we're thinking about this week.
What do you think?
All right. Now that our brains are good and blasted, let's catch the people up with some reviews. Time to answer the question, what did you watch?
What?
What did you watch? Come on! All right. Seth, I'm going to have you start us off here. We're going to talk about 3 movies that we all saw, but first one that only you did. And this is a documentary with, I think, a fascinating concept that is interesting to me. So let the folks know when you're done fucking around with DiCaprio what you watched.
Give me that.
Take a cigarette.
Give me that cigarette. Yes. I keep forgetting the title. Some place like Some Kind of Heaven. Is that what it was?
Some Kind of Heaven. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I keep forgetting. For whatever reason, that title's not sticking. But the movie is good. It's a documentary. It's about these this retirement community in Florida called the Villages. It started off as 800 people in like a little retirement community. Now it's over like 100,000. And it's basically they describe it as Disneyland for retired people. They have stuff going 7 days a week. They got essentially clubs for old people. Like they showed a video of these clubs, and it looks like a club we fucking went to in our early 20s, but with old people in it with a DJ. And this is like on a Wednesday night. Like if you're single or what?
I don't want to stop your roll. What kind of music is getting played in these clubs?
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, that's the thing is I had these thoughts in the middle of it. I'm like, I guarantee because they were there's this other character that you follow around who was singing with like an outdoor band, and he was singing stuff from like the 60s, which is where because he was like 80 some years old. So that's kind of the stuff that was popular when he was, doing, going out to the clubs and stuff. But we would be listening to fucking Lil Jon and like Drake and like that's the shit we're gonna be listening to in the club when we're
back
80
that ass up and get low.
Yeah. But the movie follows 3 main characters. There's a character who is just like this old fucking drifter guy who moved down to the Villages from California. When I think he was young, but he's been living out of his van. He's just been basically trying to hook up and get a rich lady wife, essentially. But he's 80 now, so he has not succeeded. He has a couple girls that he's had some things with, but he won't settle down with one. They're not rich enough for him yet. There's another woman who lost her husband like 10 years ago. She's not retired. She like works in the community, but moved down there with her husband to kind of retire there. And so she's been trying to find love. So her storyline is trying to find someone to love with. And there's another storyline, which is my favorite, about this old couple. They've been been together for like 40 years. And all of a sudden the husband, he just starts doing drugs and going on these spiritual, he's like snorts something and goes on this spiritual journey. He starts slapping himself in his body. He's sitting out on the golf course, like naked, in the sprinklers, like doing these weird chants and all this stuff. Like he starts to go off the deep end with all these different drugs. And this woman's like, well, what the fuck do I do? I'm 80 years old. I've been with this guy for 40 years. Like, I can't just leave him. I can't just start over. Like, I'm almost dead.
Holy shit.
So it's about their whole relationship. So there's some really interesting stories going on with these Villages. Like, it legit looks like Disney World for old people, and I think it's like just interesting to see. It's only an 82-minute documentary, so it's pretty short. But I would love to see a whole docu-series about this fucking place, like following everyone around, going to all the different places. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I would recommend people check it out. It's such a weird, like, it's something you didn't know you wanted to watch in terms of just like seeing what's good. Like, it's something you know is like, oh, people live in these retirement communities, but this is like the retirement communities on cocaine. Like, and I don't know if they might be
Literally
the fun
on
Richard
cocaine.
guy was doing, the old guy in the he was fucking doing cocaine for sure. But yeah, it's interesting. I would recommend checking it out for sure.
This absolutely fascinates me. I am going to try to find this and watch it. Old people are so interesting to me. It's like, what do you do when there's nothing for you to do? Right? Like we get bored, but eventually there's some shit we're going to need to do. Old people, eventually there is a point in your life when you just have nothing else to do. And then what do you do? And as Abby points out, a lot of people are fucking. A lot of old people fuck, and that STD rate is crazy fucking high.
And that's
so the STD, there's a lot of studs down at the village.
And that's the best part is like they
The
can
best?
fuck. They can fuck around and then like go to bed at 6. Like they fuck, they watch Jeopardy and
4:45.
watch some Jeopardy and in bed while they're in their post coitus cuddles. And
no.
you know, they see the new guest host of Jeopardy finished out for the week. They're like, that was pretty good, and then they turn off the light, wake up at 4 a.m., maybe do a little morning glory, and there you go.
Jeez, this is fucking. I love it. I'm all for. Is it gross? Absolutely, it's gross. It's like old people fucking is like a blanket, but with 2 dogs under it.
Yeah, man.
It's just a whole bunch of loose skin, a little loose skin in a sheet, and you just see the bones moving around underneath.
Yeah. It looks like a cartoon.
And I've seen it a lot, so I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when cartoon characters fight, their arms popping out.
And there's a smoke cloud.
It's like just a cloud.
It's a dust cloud.
Yeah. I don't want to see old people fucking, but I love that old people fuck. It's kind of like how I'm so glad that you ate that delicious cookie earlier. I love that old people fuck. I'm like, of course you should. You go have an orgasm.
You do
Good
it.
for you.
You go, Glenn Coco.
Yeah. You give her a cream pie.
Kyle brings up a good point. I am going to call my grandma and grandpa and let them know my thoughts on this after the podcast is over. I'll have to encourage them to get out there and, start blowing folks. The movie is Some Kind of Heaven. It's a documentary about the old people Disneyland. I'm intrigued by this. I'm going to try to track this down and see if I can't see it for myself. How did you watch it, Seth? Was this a paid rental or did you catch it on a streaming service?
Yeah, you have to rent it. You have to pay a few shekels, pay a few ducats, but it's worth it.
Okay. There you go. Get those ducats out. Watch these old people fuck. Yes, that's what I'm in for. So Some Kind of Heaven out now. Go check this one out. Let's talk about a TV show here that came out. The first of the Disney Plus TV shows that are tied into the MCU. So this was a big one. This is WandaVision coming out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you have Elizabeth Olsen returning as the Scarlet Witch character, and then Paul Bettany as Vision. And they are kind of find themselves in this sitcom, this old school sitcom, 50s sitcom to start the show. And they're just in there. They're just characters in this sitcom trying to figure out why the hell they're there and what they're doing and trying to interact with the other characters in a way that makes sense. And that's the show. That's the setup, all of it. And it's interesting to me because this is, as I said, the first attempt for the MCU to go TV and to go episodic. And for me, WandaVision is working excellently because I can see where all the money is. I can see the budget. I can see the thought that has gone into essentially kind of dripping this show to us over the course of several episodes. I'm intrigued because of, wondering where does it tie into the MCU? How is this going to affect what comes after it? So for me, all of the things that I think the MCU was banking on happening has happened. And a lot of people are finding their way to WandaVision. So I think they're getting out of it what they were hoping to. Interested in your guys' initial reactions. We're 2 episodes in. They've released the first 2 episodes. We've all caught them this last weekend. Seth, what's your initial thoughts on WandaVision after 2 episodes?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think the enjoyment of the show will be uncovering everything as it goes along. But yeah, I think it's cool that they're trying different stuff. I think that's the biggest thing is the MCU is branching out. People have been complaining for a little while now that the MCU is the same thing over and over again. It's the same movie, blah, blah, blah. Now Disney Plus gives people a chance to do different stuff with the MCU properties without giving too much stakes to it. Like there's still stuff that's going to impact the movies and whatnot, but this isn't Iron Man, this isn't Captain America, this isn't Thor. This is some of the mid-level characters that they have, and they can easily explain some of this stuff away, or even not have some of these characters in there again if they don't want to, if something were to fail. So I think that this is a perfect opportunity for them to do this stuff, and I think we talked about when they announced the slate not too long ago that it was cool to see all the different types of stuff they were doing, and that was really the most exciting thing more than anything else. And this is proving that they're not, they could have easily just had this little bit of a premise and then easily switched out of it right away with like a dream sequence or something like that. But instead they're letting it play out, and they're doing different types of stuff now going into the next few episodes. You can tell they're switching that up a little bit. So I think it's promising. It's something that keeps it from being stagnant, because that was the worry that I think that even I had a little bit, was like, okay, are we going to get different enough stories here? But they're continuing on with different stories with characters we know, and I think that's the route to go.
Yep. And if you don't know, now you know. I like it. Jared, you did reaction videos for the first 2. And so what were you thinking when you were seeing this? Are you into it? Are you excited to continue? And are you going to keep doing the reaction videos? Can folks follow along with you as the season continues?
Yeah, I will keep doing the reaction videos. They just, I think that there's copyright issues. So, I will have one up tomorrow for episode 3. But I think aside from, because both of you fellows watched it back to back, 1 and 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
See, I split it up where I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch 1, finish 1, and then go to 2. And I actually waited a day. And I understood what they were doing with 1. And I get the era, I get the time, I get kind of like, oh, this is the trope of that era of like bringing your boss over from work, you have dinner, it goes horribly, and then they go on their way. After 1, I was like, okay, I get it, cool, whatever, but I can't do this for another 7 episodes. When episode 2 kicked in, I was like, okay, I get this now, where it's kind of like each episode is probably going to jump like 5 years or 10 years, a decade, essentially, of how sitcoms go. Then they take a trope from those sitcoms, do the episode, and then move on. So 1 and 2, I'm very much intrigued. I think the kind of horror little pieces that they're dropping in, how they're like, each episode I think is going to get darker and darker and darker until the very end.
Yep.
I think I'm most excited for like, how many episodes is it total?
52
episodes.
I have no clue.
I don't
I know
know.
it ain't
8,
52.
9,
It's,
whatever.
I think it's 6 hours long.
Okay.
No, it can't be
that's-
6 hours. So
no,
it's
I was
not
gonna say
12.
that's
It's not 12 episodes.
Anyway,
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say I'm excited for episode 3, 4, or 5. I'm excited for like the last 2 episodes to see how this goes from this kind of innocent thing to something that's going to be really dark. And tie in with the movies. And again, this is me making up in my mind. Maybe it doesn't even go this way. I'm intrigued is probably the biggest thing. And I like how it's, them taking a risk. Like, this is completely different from anything they've ever done before. And Elizabeth Olsen
9
is
episodes.
9 episodes.
9.
So yeah, like 7, 8, 9 is what I'm really looking forward to. But Elizabeth Olsen is perfect as this kind of, that 50s, 60s sitcom main female role of just kind of the facial expressions and stuff. Like, I think she is perfect. And then what Paul Bettany is doing as well. I mean, again, it's like they're playing these characters that we've seen, but completely flipped personality-wise. So I'm hooked after 2. I'm curious where it's going to go. That's the biggest thing. And then also, I think the cool thing is breaking it down, like going and watching an almost explainer video after it, because it's like, okay, well, that means that and that means that. Where does that mean that we're going to go for the next couple episodes?
Yeah,
True
intrigued
that.
is, I think, a really good way. They've done enough to get, I think, a lot of folks very interested. And as you mentioned it, Jared, I think it's easy to look straight forward to the end of the season. And I think that's a similar feeling that we get often with Mandalorian is, okay, we know what the conceit of the show is. We know what's going on. We have an idea of where it's going. But one of the strengths of Mandalorian is the way we get there was also just awesome. Like every week, you're like, great episode. And my hope is that they can do that in WandaVision and not just give us a satisfying conclusion, but get us there in a way that stays interesting the whole way through, because I think they've got a lot of people's attention right now. So WandaVision episodes 1 and 2 are out now. One episode a week is going to be coming out on Fridays. Make sure you check out the J-Buck Studios channel right here. Make sure you subscribed so that you can see Jared's reaction videos same day, as long as copyrights allow, so you can react with Jared while he watches the episodes of WandaVision. So make sure you guys check that one out. Getting a recommend so far from this group, and we'll keep up to date, and certainly by the season finale, we'll touch back on it and see how the complete season ended up being. For now, though, let's go on to another movie. You guys caught this a while ago. This was in theaters. And you guys saw it, and both of you said, Cody, you got to go see this movie, Promising Young Woman. Jared, I think it was like your number 2 on your best movies of last year list.
Guys, it's on my top movies of the year.
Getting a lot of high praise. And Jared, why don't you set this one up for us? Promising Young Woman, give us a sense of what the plot is, and then we'll say what we thought.
I mean, essentially, it's kind of this woman played by Carey Mulligan. She's
promising and young.
Yep, there we go. Boom, that's it. Hit the sound,
Movie.
or we're done. Out of this segment.
Yep.
I mean, I think
Dunzo.
it's specified she's in her early 30s, maybe. But she's essentially kind of how it plays out, or how it's set up, is she's going out to bars and getting out of control by herself, very much kind of being a prey for these predatory men that are out to maybe take advantage of people, but then kind of flips the script on them and is like, hey, I'm faking it, like, don't do this, like trying to kind of teach them lessons and whatnot. So it's this interesting kind of, there's something in her past that she's dealing with, and that's kind of like almost stunting her becoming more of a woman, like growing up, becoming an adult essentially. But also there's a revenge flick in there as well. It's one hell of an interesting movie, because again, it has that kind of dark aesthetic or pieces here or there, because it's like, a woman going out to a bar and guys taking advantage of her. Like, that's horrifying. But also it's got like these fun, upbeat, almost bubbly scenery and set pieces and whatnot. Like, it is one that is an interesting, unique, but must-see movie, I would say. I don't know. You guys add on to what I'm saying here.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I mean, God, it feels like it's been forever since I saw it now. But yeah, I'd agree with what you say, Jared. It's a bunch of different movies into one. And I don't want to say too much, because saying anything more about this movie, I think, is going to get into spoiling stuff. So I don't really have much more to say. But I think all around there's a lot of really good cameo appearances and quick appearances from actors that from different TV shows, and like comedians. And Bo Burnham has a good part in this. I thought he was great, and you don't see him act a whole lot. And he I've listened to a lot of interviews with him, and he did this one for a reason, because it meant something reading the script. And, it does have some really tough moments to watch at times. It's got a lot of statements it's making, but it's also got some lighter moments. It's got, some funny moments. It's got some sweet moments. It's a lot of different movies in one. Again, I don't want to say too much more, just because it's something, like Jared said, everyone should see. I think it's got definitely has something important to say through everything too. Even though it's like wrapped up in kind of this neon color and look to it, it's got something to say, and it's got some really poignant moments in it too. So, yeah, you watched it more recently.
I really enjoyed this, and I went in with expectations because you guys told me it was good, and it held up. I think they do a lot tonally in this with the music and the lighting, and there's comic relief often enough. Because you're right, a lot of what they're talking about is heavy and is hard stuff to watch. I'd recommend folks to check for trigger warnings before you watch this. Maybe doesthedogdie.com is what we recommend you go check out if you're worried about triggering yourself. It's fun when it needs to be. It's impactful when it needs to be. It'll piss you off when it needs to, and it gets its point across, I think, very well. And Seth, you mentioned the casting here. They specifically, I don't want to say too much on this, like you said, and give some away, but they specifically chose the actors that they chose to play the men specifically in this movie. And there's reasons behind all that casting. Mm-hmm. And the way, all I will say is that the third act of this movie is fucking nuts. Mm-hmm. And I will say nothing more, but like, even if just to see how this movie goes, that was what I was really fascinated. I was like, oh, everyone's talking about, what happens in this movie. I got to see what it is. Even if that's the only reason you want to watch it, do it, because it is worth seeing how this movie ends up concluding. And you guys said it perfectly. Like we don't want to give too much away, but Carey Mulligan is amazing in this. I think she does a really, really great job. I've loved her in other stuff too, but this seems pretty singular for her. This is as good as I've seen her in, and maybe I've just not been exposed to a bunch of other stuff, but she does an excellent job. The supporting cast is great. Promising Young Woman, big recommend. I paid $20 to rent this, and I think it was money well spent. So that's my assessment. It's getting a thumbs up from all of us. And to recommend. So if you guys in the chat have your thoughts on Promising Young Woman, again, be very careful with spoilers on this, but let us know if you've seen it and liked it. And if you haven't, then this gets a recommend from us. Go check it out when you get a chance. Our last movie for the night is One Night in Miami. And this is the directorial debut of Regina King. And she has what I think was a pretty big... For a debut, she bit off a lot with this. Mm-hmm. There's a great cast here. Leslie Odom. I'm struggling to remember the other guys' names, but they're portraying, let me set up the plot. They're portraying Muhammad Ali, Sam Cooke, Jim Brown, and Malcolm X. And it's based loosely on this true story of the real night in the early 60s when all four of those men were in one hotel room for a night, and they basically have a lot of conversations. This is a big, the first thing I will say is this is Black homework, definitely. In terms of just like getting Black history and seeing great performances from Black actors from a Black director, if you're looking for some Black homework, this is it in spades. And so it is that. But not only that, but all the actors in this, I felt, were doing expert fucking work. And it's a movie that is really carried by the actor because it's heavy dialogue. It's based off a play, and you can see that while you're watching it. And there's not a lot else going on. This isn't like Promising Young Woman where the plot is gonna go all sorts of different ways. This is about sitting and talking and listening. And as I've said before, I love plays turned movies. And this was awesome. As good as any of them that I've seen. All the actors were perfect. Regina did excellent. This is a movie I'll watch again probably in the next 6 weeks. It's just there's so much here to chew on and to go back to, and it doesn't feel heavy in the way that a lot of stuff like this does. So this to me was awesome. It's funny. It checks every box you can hope to check. And I watched it, happened to be on Martin Luther King Day, and was really excited to watch it then. And it was, for me, perfect. Easily my favorite movie I've seen so far this year. It's going to take a lot to shake it from that top spot.
I think it's technically a 2020 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then it would probably be my top movie from last year. It would be, actually, I know that
Guys,
for sure.
it's on my top movies of the year.
It would flirt with my number one spot for sure. And I'm filleting it, and I'll pause and see. Did you guys like it as much as I did, or somewhere close?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I want to see, like, biopics with all 4 of those actors playing all of them separately and doing like a biopic on all of them.
Yeah.
I thought like the guy who played Muhammad Ali, like I thought that was like his portrayal was really interesting. I thought the boxing scenes that they included in there were pretty good too. I'm like that was pretty cool. Yeah, and that the whole, I mean, I never saw Ali, but I don't remember what the reception was at the time with Will Smith. But I mean, I would totally watch another one.
Nominated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd watch a Jim Brown documentary. I think that would be super interesting, especially like with him going into acting afterwards. I didn't really know how much of an actor he was, and he did a ton of acting. Sam Cooke, I don't know a ton about, so I think that would be cool. And then the guy who played Malcolm X was awesome.
Yeah.
I could totally see him. The whole time I was thinking he's gonna play Barack Obama one day in a movie. I could totally see that.
Yep.
So yeah, I liked it a lot. Yeah, I echo everything you said.
Man, yeah, now that you say that Barack Obama thing, yeah, just the way he's able to have cadence with his speech and be kind of calm was something that got me. But I guess I wasn't entirely aware that it was based on a play, but it obviously makes sense because it's very much kind of centralized around a handful of locations. What I really liked was how they set up the beginning of like, this is who this person is and this is what they're dealing with at that time, where Muhammad or Cassius Clay, it wasn't even Muhammad Ali yet. He's dealing with boxing and all of this stuff. And then the Sam Cooke, I had no clue who he was. And then I kind of did some more research. I liked how they set up all the characters, kind of a little bit of like, hey, this is who they are, this is what they're about, and then they came together. I think the biggest thing was educational. I had no clue about this story. I knew no clue really about their backstories. Like these 4 people that were the biggest in their kind of realm of entertainment or whatever they're in, coming together for one night and all being friends and whatnot. I was like, this is insane. I did fall a little out because I was dealing with a bunch of work shit between the movie, so it took me out a little bit, and some of the dialogue just jumping back and forth and kind of going from the hotel to the liquor store and back and forth, like I fell out a little bit, but it reeled me back in towards the end. And like that's the thing, is it's just these guys that are having these powerful words back and forth to one another, and you're like, well, I learned about these people in school and I'm aware of them. I'm like, this is impactful. Like this is something that, like you said, Cody, this is black homework for people. But it's just, the thing that got me too was they did a great job of pointing out the time era without pointing out the time era. The beginning when Jim Brown is talking to that guy and he's not allowed to go in the house. I was like, holy shit, I forgot. This is the 60s. Yeah. So what they did from the direction, the script, the acting this is getting awards notice for sure.
Now what if though he said, did what he did and said what he said there, and then from his back pocket put on a red hat? Then you wouldn't have no clue.
Well, and then I mean that's the thing is you watch this and you still see similarities today, which is sad.
Yeah. If they all had cell phones, it could have been last year, unfortunately. Can't recommend this enough. It's on Amazon Prime. Probably you already have Prime. All you people over here in the chat, if you've seen this, let us know what you thought. But we all love this. Once Upon a Time in Miami. It's going to be all over the award shows. You're going to keep hearing about this for the next couple months. That is for sure. But go check it out for yourself and let us know what you think. But big ups from us. Big recommends on I keep saying Once Upon a Time. One Night in Miami is the name of the movie, and Regina gets snaps. That she did an excellent job, and maybe the play structure helped her, with limited kind of resources, focus in on what was important. But I think whatever she wants to do next is going to be available to her, and I'll be interested to see what that is. So go check that one out. WandaVision, Promising Young Woman, One Night in Miami, and Some Kind of Heaven. All getting big recommends from the SoCo crew here. And that's the answer to the question, what did we watch? What did you watch? All right. Well, we've overshot our time, but we'll be out here.
Oh, no.
Mom.
we'll get you guys out of here in just a couple of minutes, but let's get to wrapping things up. And you know that before we go, we got to leave you with one more thing.
But I'm down to one more thing.
My one more thing is going to be super quick. Jared, I just want you to scroll up and highlight a comment in the chat from Dan at 7:36.
Is it this one?
Dan says he wants an AI that is AI, Allen Iverson, and all you guys would do is talk about practice. Dan, you're going to get a rim shot for that one because that's an incredible pun. And my last shot of the night goes out to you, as well as all of our anchor wankers out there.
Wanka.
We're talking about practice?
Whew.
Yeah, take
What do you
Dan
guys
off my
got?
screen.
Yeah, take him out. For my one more thing, and it's just a quick kind of plug or whatever.
Butt plug.
Butt plug. Follow me on TikTok because that will literally help me anything and everything. But also, there's this weird new thing on YouTube where everyone's trying to copy the TikTok structure, essentially, and they're called YouTube Shorts. And it's in beta right now over in India and whatnot, but I posted my first one actually right before we went live for the podcast. So if you do see these shorts, and they're going to be a minute, less than a minute videos of kind of essentially recycled TikToks and maybe some other fun stuff, but I'm just kind of using it to see if this might be a way of boosting potential views on my channel. So if you do see those, just watch them quick. They're only a 50 seconds, 60 seconds, and then like them. Because I think I might be onto something here. So,
Ooh, he's
go.
figuring stuff out.
yeah.
He's onto something. He's working. Where's the titillator? The titillator's running.
That's what's going
It's
on.
running up there. Make sure you guys go over there and show some love to those posts. Actually, you're already here. You're already on the JBuck Studios channel. Figure out where the hell they put those reels, or not reels, but the shorts, and go show them some love.
Camp on Awana. Salute your shorts. My one more thing is I'm not going to give it a full review just because it's been out for a little while, but I finally caught up and finished the series on HBO, Room 104. They had their final season finish up not a couple months ago. I was a little late getting back to it, but again, for those who don't remember it, it's an anthology series on HBO, about 20 to 30 minutes an episode, where all takes place within, at least on the land of, for one way or another, this Room 104. It's a motel room where a lot of weird shit can happen, but also they do like this most recent season they did an episode that was like a sitcom with Kevin Nealon that kind of got weird. They did an animated episode. They did kind of a game show episode that was scripted. They did some horror stuff. They did some nice stuff like these two like childhood best friends reconnecting after a bunch of years playing an old video game that they wanted to go back and beat because they didn't finish when they were kids. So like this is the type of show where it's the Duplass brothers, Jay and Mark Duplass, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is their show, and they give basically a bunch of creators, writers, directors, stuff like that, a kind of a playground to, like, if you can come up with a story within this this hotel room and just get as weird and wild and out there as you can make an episode. They had an episode that was a musical kind of that was like, it took like these He-Man type characters who like were fighting throughout time, and then they ended up in the hotel room or motel room, and they were like singing and sword battling, and it was so weird and out there and random, but it was kind of fun.
Damn.
Yeah, there's just a lot of random shit they do. So if anyone, this is a show to like definitely watch if you had maybe some recreationals or some altering chemicals of some kind, whether it be a vodka soda or some other recreational items. But it's a fun one to just kind of watch and sit back, and some of them might be a little scary, but other ones are nice and are emotional and stuff. So it's 4 seasons. I think there's like 10 episodes or 12 episodes a season, about, again, 20 to 30 minutes a piece. Really easy to go through. Again, some of it's a little weird. Batista had one where he played an old wrestler who had like these weird, like, he had some bad stuff happened to him when he's a kid, and he's on like basically going through therapy in this hotel room, and just like all this, like they let these people really play, like some of these actors. They had some pretty big actors in this season, so yeah, check it out. I've always liked the show. There's some duds in there, but there's some really good ones too.
Nice. Room 104. This is on HBO Max, so if you've got a hold of that, there's a few seasons of Room 104. Lots of good episodes along the way. I've caught a couple over the years that have been really cool that you've recommended to me. So folks out there, if you're interested in the anthologies, head over to Room 104 on HBO Max. Room 104 is the show, not to be confused with Room 56. I just did. So we got Room 104. We got the new shorts on YouTube, and we got Dan's kick-ass pun of the week, and that's going to do it for this week's One More Thing.
But I'm down to one more thing.
That's going to do it for episode 179 of the SoCo Show. It's our live episode for the month of January. I want to give a big shout out to all the people joining us in the chat over here. Hope you guys had fun hanging out with us. We certainly appreciate the time. To give us a couple hours of your night on a Thursday is meaningful to us. So we appreciate you guys hanging out and being part of the conversation. We've had so much fun doing it with y'all, and we hope to do it again next month, and every month beyond that too. Big shouts out to all of our anchor wankers. Jared, if we can bring them back up again. One last shout out to the wankers. We appreciate you guys being regular contributors to the show, helping us grow the podcast, help us keep it going and improving all the time. Head on out there and find us some new anchor wankers, including
Wanker.
Bring us up to your friends, share the episodes out with your community, help us grow this audience a little bit, help us get to that 25 anchor wanker number so that we can get to NPA's exclusive track release right here on the show. Make sure you check out all of our sponsors. Links to them are in the description box. Use their services if you can, and tell them SoCo sent you. And and thank you guys all for listening. Thank you to the recorded podcast listeners who are maybe catching this later on. Don't forget, we're going to have live episodes every month that you can see us and hear us and be live with us during. We'll be back in February with another live episode.
By the time Cody's done wrapping the show up, we'll be at our next live show.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrap up. There's Jared, any plugs for the folks at home here?
WandaVision episode 3 reaction, the YouTube shorts that are coming, and a handful of reaction stuff. I've been working on some weird things where I don't think I'm gonna kill myself by doing a review for everything that comes out. There might be more quality. Less videos, more quality. How about that? We'll tease that coming up. So stay tuned.
I like it. Heads up for the improve. If the quality is improving, it'll be amazing because the shit's already good.
Yeah.
So if you're here on the J-Buck Studios channel for the show, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you like this video, and we appreciate you guys spending time with us. Seth, anything else to extend the show a little bit longer?
No.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Well, all right, all you salty cats. We thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back with an audio-only episode next week, and next month we'll be right back here on YouTube. So this has been episode 179 of the SoCo Show. For the bro host, Jared Buckendahl, and the so-host, Seth Ott, I've been the co-host, Cody Michael, and we will see you next week.
Bye.